everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Star Stories, the show where I give you a little story about some things that have happened to me in my life, or just some events that I've had happen, experiences I've had that have just been too long for the vlogs, or would take up too much time in the vlog, or maybe that I didn't really go into a lot of detail into a video in a vlog if it happened in a during the time I was making vlogs. As you can see, the first episode is going to be how I got into making videos. I feel it's very appropriate for the first episode. I know a lot of you wanted it to be my life story, but my life obviously is going to continue on and on, but there's just some things that I'm not comfortable with talking about yet. And I mean, maybe it'll happen down the road, but just not right now. I don't want to talk about some things just that are personal, I guess, in my life, but it'll happen. One day it'll happen, I promise you that. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about how I got into making videos. And to start this story, you need a little background on my school, my high school that I went to. At my high school, you could take alternative education classes, which were like cooking, automotive, nursing, criminal justice, multimedia, graphics communications, a bunch of other classes that you could take. And if you took these classes, you also, not only did you get like high school credits, you also got credits for the school, which was Kishwaukee. It was based out of that school, which is like 15 minutes from my high school. So they had a program that you could do that, and they had a bunch of other surrounding schools, and it was pretty cool. I knew my freshman year that I wanted to do this because my brother had done it, and his friends have done it, and I knew that I wanted to do it because they got to leave school early. That is, if they got into the afternoon session. There was a morning and afternoon session, and if you got in the afternoon session, you got back from school. School got out at 3:15 where I'm from, and if you got back, before 3:15, then you could just leave campus, which is awesome. So I really knew I wanted to do that because, I'll be honest, I never really liked school. I just kind of pushed through it. So I knew I was going to take these KEC classes, as they were called. And the time came my sophomore year to pick junior year classes, which one scared me because I was not ready. I was 2 years from graduating and I was not ready for that. And two, it was scary. Like, I was a junior now. All my friends, I was for some reason friends with a lot of upperclassmen, and they were leaving. My brother had left, so I didn't have anybody except for the friends that I had made, which were very few and far between. Martin was, and a couple other, Steven. But yeah, so like I said, the time came to pick classes for the junior year, and that's when you could start going to these classes. And I knew I was going to do this for my freshman year, probably. And I went to my counselor, picked my classes, and she asked me if I wanted to do KEC. And I said, yeah, I would take a look at the form, see if there's anything that piqued my interest. Because I didn't really know what I wanted to do at this point in my life. I was kind of just, like I said, just kind of pushing myself through school. I didn't really like school at all, and I was pushing myself through it. And so I was like, I'll take a look at the catalog or whatever it is. I knew too that I was kind of ahead in my class scheduling, so a lot of my classes I was going to end up taking were just kind of blow-off classes in a way. Like, I took a lot of PE classes and just history classes that just A's, easy A's. And my counselor actually did tell me that KC would be my best bet because she knew I'd slack off. My counselor knew me pretty dang well. So, like I said, I looked at the catalog. Like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I looked at the catalog and some of the ideas. I was going to do criminal justice because my friend was doing it. Then I was like, I could never be a cop. I decided on graphic communications because I knew that, if I did graphic communications, I could potentially get a job with the WWE because at the time, I was a huge wrestling mark. I'm talking I was going to shows whenever they were around. I was watching it every Monday and Thursday, or Monday and Friday at the time for SmackDown, and even keeping up with like FCW. That's how big of a mark I was at that time. And I knew that WWE was, they were, like, I would look at job listings just to see if I could get a job, and they were always looking for graphic designers. So I figured, why not go to graphic design class, learn to make logos, learn to make, I learned to make logos and stuff like that. So I decided to pick graphic communications, and I fast forward 2 weeks before classes are due, and my counselor comes up to me one day at lunch or something and says, "Lucas, where's your KEC form?" And I was like, "I turned it in. I left it in the office." And she's like, "I haven't seen it yet." She's like, "What class do you want in?" I was like, "Graphic communications." And that's how that went out. That's how that happened. And then summer came along. I don't remember what I did that summer, but probably something crazy and stupid, because I'm Lucas Starr. So summer goes by, and I come back to school, and then I think we get our schedules a month before school starts. That way we have plenty of time to pick, change classes and stuff. And I got my schedule, and I noticed that I was in the graphics class, or in the multimedia class, rather. I noticed that I was in the multimedia class, and I was like, that's weird. They must have changed the name of the graphics class to multimedia. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't go and talk to my counselor about it or anything like that. I was happy with my classes, and I just went along my day, or my life, and came time for school, and I actually got to leave the first 2 weeks of school. I got to leave early at like 11:30 because we didn't have the classes. But came time for to finally go to KEC. I got on the bus that took us there and went to my class, and the first thing I noticed, for a graphics communication class that had 12 students, there was only 2 computers. Now, if you think about that, that really doesn't even out. 12 students working on 2 computers, when I was pretty sure the graphics communication class needed more than 2 computers. I began to look around the room, and I noticed there was a lot of video equipment, like cameras and lights and, a stage. There was a stage in there that was pretty cool, and green screens and stuff like that. Green screen, like that's behind me. And I asked my teacher, I was like, "Hey, is this the graphics communication class?" He's like, "No, but your name's on my list. You're Lucas Starr, right?" I was like, "Yes, I'm Lucas Starr." And he's like, "Well, you're in my class." I was like, "Okay." We went back to school, to the main school, and the first thing I did was I went straight up to the counselor's office upstairs, and I was like, "Yo, counselor lady, what's up? I'm not in the graphics communication class." She's like, "I thought you wanted to be in the video class." I said, "No, I wanted graphics communication." She's like, "Well, it looks like that class is full, so give it a couple days and maybe somebody will drop out of the class and you can get in." She's like, "Just see if you like the multimedia class." So a few days went by, and I noticed that I liked what we were doing in the class, everything that we were learning, how to grip, which is lighting, if you did not know that, how to do all that cool stuff, like make lower thirds for videos. And this was over in this was like the first couple days of class, and I'll make a separate video on this sometime about my experience in that class, because I did so much in that class and it helped me do YouTube so much, and I thank God every day for that class. But yeah, I went throughout the year, and I fell in love with the class, and I fell in love with making videos. And when I started this class, I wasn't into YouTube yet, and well, I watched it regularly, like Charles Trippy and Shay Carl and Epic Mealtime. And iJustine. Those were the 4 that I was watching at the time mainly. But I hadn't uploaded a video, I don't think. I think Zach and I had uploaded one stupid video, which can still be found. If I can find it, I'll link it. But I hadn't got into YouTube. But because of this class, I decided to start making daily videos, and because of Charles Trippy and Shay Carl. But because of that class, I knew I had the education, I guess would be the word, to start making these videos, and it helped me for the better. And So just think, if I wouldn't have accidentally been put into a multimedia class, there is a very strong possibility that I would not be sitting here right now making this video for you guys. So thank my counselor. Just in the comments, thanks Miss S, Mrs. S, for putting Lucas into the multimedia communications class. But yeah, so that's how I got into making videos, and I hope you guys enjoy my videos. If you don't, then you don't. If you do, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and watch all my other videos. I have Star Stories, Should You Buy This, Top 5 Friday, and my daily vlogs. So go back and watch those. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.